We already have some nice comments from people saying, go dancers. So just to say hello, we're really happy to be here at the Dampfzentrale in Bern. I will speak in English later for all of the people who hopefully will join us or look later from around the world. Aber jetzt kurz auf Deutsch, weil wir hier in der Schweiz, in der deutschsprachigen Schweiz sind. Ein richtig warm willkommen und wir sind so aufgeregt, dass unsere Probe dann für alle wirklich zugänglich ist. Das ist eine Möglichkeit, dieser Moment. Wir sind unheimlich dankbar an die Dampfzentrale, dass wir arbeiten können. We're so thankful to this wonderful home for artists for giving us space and time and heat and lights and letting us make dance. Because jetzt mehr als je zuvor fühlen wir alle die Notwendigkeit unserer Arbeit und wir merken, dass es nicht selbstverständlich ist. So it's not a given that we're allowed to create art and we're so happy to have this chance to be here. We're glad to share it with you. I'll continue in English, but at the very end, ganz zum Schluss, dann spreche ich über das Stück auf Deutsch und dann für die Deutschsprachigen, ihr könnt ganz zum Schluss bleiben auch. Genau. To introduce us, I'm Lillian Stillwell, I'm a choreographer. The team you see behind me is part of the team, but we are in small numbers here. We're a small production, but we also have a limitation of only having 6 people in the room. So here we are, 5 people. Tom Ryser can't be with us tonight, but he's joining us online. Hi, Tom. And behind me, we have 2 DJs. Will you introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Sophia Schwager. I'm Ada Fischer.
Yeah, and 2 dancers.
And I'm Aline Serrano.
And I am Mukdanin, Phongpachith.
Wonderful. And not here are Tom Ryser and Schöfer. She's our dramaturg. So if you want, speaking of dramaturgy, they love to write, they love to read, and they love to communicate. So if you want to communicate with her, please do that. She invited you all to write to her. Her email address is in the chat. So if you want to say something to us or share feedback, feel free to do that via email after the showing or during. This piece is called Afterlife, and it is based on many true stories, including one from my own life about love and about death. You could sum it up by saying it's a piece about everything that could happen in one instant. You could fall in love with someone in one instant, and you could also lose somebody in one instant. And I felt compelled to make a piece about this and found some wonderful dancers and some wonderful musicians to go on this journey with me, and a team, and a place where this piece will be performed. The idea is that this piece comes out of life and a real life situation. So there are a lot of people making immersive dance pieces at the moment, and this is one of them. We are one of them, which means that the piece will come out of an everyday situation and start to emerge and will move through the space that it takes place in. I can't tell you where it is because it's so special and it hasn't opened yet, but believe me, as soon as you see pictures, your mind is gonna be blown because this place is amazing. And this dance that we're showing you excerpts of is gonna take place in that place. All right, so enough of that. Next year in Basel, Switzerland, you'll be able to see it in that special place. But today, we're gonna show you some movement. You won't see that place, you'll see this dance studio, which is how we work. We start with movement, we start for a search for the movement language that fits to our ideas. So how do you start to make a dance about death, about love, and what kind of movements fit the situation? I'm very inspired by electronic music and by club culture as places, the electronic music because it gives us this heartbeat and this pulse and this vitality that continues to go on and on and on. And by club culture, because that is also a place where we come together to be collectives that are transformed at the same moment. So to experience something together. We don't have a lot of it right now during the pandemic, but something of the feeling from experiences in clubs and at festivals we can take with us as a starting point in our imaginations, even you watching at home and us dancing in a studio, in the imagination for when we start these movements. We were very inspired to work, obviously, with rhythm, to search for movements that are emotional, and also new for me to work with symmetry. So I hardly ever work with symmetry. You see symmetry a lot in classical ballet, but if you work in contemporary dance, you often see movement that's more from the center or that's asymmetrical or jagged. Here, in one phrase, which you will see, which we will start with, we call it the mirror, and it's very symmetrical. This is a part of the piece that comes pretty late in the evening, so this couple, this love story, has already found each other, and they recognize themselves in the other. So here it is, the mirror, and going on after that. You'll hear some wonderful music by the lovely Christian Düster and Mats Forres in Düsseldorf. They make music under the name Ghost Notes, and this is one of the tracks that you'll hear is theirs. You ready to rumble? Yes. Okay, los geht's, here they go. It's about maybe five or 6 minutes. Okay, well done. Well done. Yoo-hoo! If you were here, I know you would all be applauding because it's really an incredible power, an incredible energy that they're giving, and they're dancing with masks. So they're going to take a moment here where they have more space to breathe a little bit. But what I want to comment on something you saw at the very end. You saw a repetition of a phrase coming back the second time when they start with this heartbeat. This phrase will come back a few times as the end of the piece. And I mentioned before the piece is about death. Through this repetition, which is an important part of our research, repetition and the beat, one of the characters will die. I'm not going to spoil it for you and tell you what's going to happen, but this is the moment that it starts from, before the end. I want to tell you a little bit and show you a little bit more of each character. Now we go back to the beginning of the evening, and we'll show you some solo material. These are first sketches. So as you're watching, think about, try to remember what they do, and then come to the show and see if you see exactly that. You may not. Sometimes things transform completely from the beginning to the end. And this is the beginning of some movement about Aline's character. We started from the point of exploring what happens when the ground beneath your feet is gone. So the relationship between stability and instability. All right. So Aline, and then maybe so I don't always have to jump in, we go directly into Muk's character. He's going to arrive on his motorcycle. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So Aline and then Muk. Bravo. love them. They're amazing. They're really amazing. So if you're still with us, we're so happy. We are going to take a little moment to talk. I would love it for each of the dancers and each of the musicians to say something. So they'll each come up and take off their mask. I asked them to say something about the process. Die werden auf Deutsch oder auf Englisch sprechen, also unterschiedlich. So go with the flow. Hey, Aline, will you start? Because I want you to hear these wonderful human beings talk about their work.
Hi. Very red, as I see. Okay. So it was really beautiful to dive back into the process after such a long break of a few months, actually, and just to see how the body actually remembers, and through that time actually has grew as well. So it's the same but very different. Yeah, it's wonderful to be back sweating all day and being with lovely people around. Also very interesting, I have an injury in my leg, and I was very scared to go back to work. And actually it's now better than ever. So yeah, this is a very beautiful little side note from this week. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hallo. Ja, ich finde es total schön und spannend, hier ein Teil davon sein zu dürfen, von dieser kleinen Crew. Ich finde es total intim, auch zu dem Thema Tod, Liebe, die Geschichte von auch Lillian und Tom, da ein Teil davon sein zu dürfen. Und extrem wichtig, dieses Thema mehr zu beleuchten und damit zu arbeiten, weil es einfach zum Leben gehört. Und das in Musik und Tanz rein zusammenzumischen, finde ich super toll und extrem spannend und bereichernd. Ja, ich bin gespannt, was noch kommt.
Hello, everybody. It's very cool to be here at Dampfzentrale. I was never been here before, but now I know it's very, very, very cool. So I enjoy it very, very, very much. And the people are very nice here, and also like the energy. I feel this few days, it's not so a long time, but it feels like we were working for 2 months or something, like day after day, but no, it's not like that. But it feels like that, and that feels like, I don't know, you feel like very, very strong, and you have so much energy from the people who feel also very enthusiasm, you know, like we're sharing it, and that's, I think, the nice part. And thank you that you are here also, because then we have this pressure, and we need this. So thank you very much.
Ja, es gibt so viel zu sagen eigentlich, aber ich bin extrem froh und dankbar, Teil von diesem Projekt sein zu dürfen. Es ist extrem spannend, auch mal mit Musik zu arbeiten, aus einer neuen Perspektive, mit Tanz dies zu vermischen, diese Emotionen versuchen rüberzubringen. Und ja, ich bin auch gespannt, was noch kommt, und ich finde es extrem wichtig, mit diesem Thema zu arbeiten, das auch körperlich wie musikalisch den Leuten zu vermitteln, und ich bin extrem froh, Teil von dieser Gruppe zu sein. Ja.
Okay. Dankeschön. Schön. It's important. I'm very glad that each of them spoke. It's so important to understand, for people who maybe love dance and love to watch dance, to understand how much of a teamwork it is. So it's not that I go in and I know everything and exactly how it's going to happen. No, we go into the room with a lot of questions and a lot of emotions, and then we try to find a form for that. And that happens through teamwork. So it's very important for me always to emphasize each person in that team and the role that they play. The collaboration between music and dance, die Zusammenarbeit zwischen Musik und Tanz war extrem ein großer Fokus diese Woche. Wir haben uns wirklich darauf konzentriert, wie wir mit unterschiedlichen Musikstücke zu den verschiedenen Tänzen dann arbeiten. We had a couple of things that were pre-choreographed from previous research with other dancers, and we had other things that were completely open. So to give you a window into what that looks like, we will show you an excerpt that is about 4 to 5 minutes long, set to music by a wonderful musician from Bern, Switzerland, Gaspar de la Montagne. Beautiful, amazing music, you should check it out. And then we will show it to you again. One section of it, we're going to show it to you again with a different music, just so you understand some of the ways we look at things and how we evaluate what the movement is communicating to us. The content of the piece, where are we starting? We're starting with animals. Yeah, starts with a little bit of a fight. Yeah, starts with a fight, goes into, well, a different state, let's just say. And it's gonna look a little bit different with the masks on, I have to say. So just try to imagine a very deeply emotional state that the dancers get into at this moment, which we can't communicate without seeing the whole face. But of course, during the pandemic, it's important to rehearse this way. We're lucky to even be rehearsing at all. So now we'll show you a new little section. Yeah. And also, there's one last thing to say. Sorry, I keep popping in, but there's one last thing to say. This is still a rehearsal, and some of the movement that they will do at the end is partnering. It's new. We made it today. So, you know, look at it with loving eyes. Think about these people and everything they just did in one day. All right. You okay? You have enough air? Yeah. Okay. So let's just, when we do it again, let's just a little bit. Maybe into the first high lift. Okay, it's enough. You need to breathe a little bit first? Fine. You okay? Okay. So you have a new musical suggestion for us, ladies? Yeah, we're ready. That's great. That's what we're going to try. They said the music is very different. The music we're going to do it to now, okay? Ist ganz anders. Das ist das Letzte, was wir euch zeigen. Und dann sprechen wir ein bisschen zum Schluss. So for the last thing for tonight, we just show you a little bit of this movement to completely different music, so you see what we're working on. All right. Just a little bit though. Only a couple minutes. We're ready. There's no beat where we have.
There's no beat to start. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Es ist wirklich extra und
Okay. It's good. Let's do it in a second. I stopped them. Yeah, I stopped them because we still have one more rehearsal day tomorrow. So they need a little bit of power for tomorrow. So maybe everyone can come for a little goodbye round. I just want to say there's so many people who wrote in our chat, which I'm super psyched to read. Thank you for writing in the chat. Thank you for watching. And again, if you want to write something to us as a team, feel free to write to the dramaturg. Her address is in the chat at the top. You can write in English or in German. You can also write to me. You find me on my website super easily, my email address. Or in Snow Productions. You can also find my email and also Tom's email. Ja, und falls ihr auf Deutsch ein bisschen über Stück hören wollt, dann würde ich jetzt gleich ein bisschen auf Deutsch dann dazu sagen. Aber für alle for all the people speaking English, I would say, if you want to hear me speak German, you can stay on or else leave. But maybe you want to say anything? Is there anything else that needs to be said?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dampfzentrale, and thank you to all the dancers who have accompanied me and us along the process in the research for this piece. It's just invaluable. So thank you for that. Okay. Ein bisschen kurz auf Deutsch. Okay, bye bye. Ja. Ja, genau. Und dann ganz kurz, ja, ihr könnt bei mir bleiben und nicht. Ich erkläre noch kurz zum Stück auf Deutsch. Also falls es für andere Leute nicht so verständlich war am Anfang, dass das Stück handelt, es geht um Soulmates, also es geht um Liebe und um Tod. Und das ist eine Geschichte, die mir sehr wichtig und dringend ist zu erzählen, auch aus persönlichen Gründen. Ich habe meinen Vater verloren vor 1,5 Jahren, ganz plötzlich, und wollte eine Geschichte erzählen über so wirklich Leute, die sich finden, aber dann out of the blue auf einmal verlieren. Und diese Geschichte haben wir in einem Club-Atmosphäre dann platziert. So, das heißt, wir arbeiten mit elektronischer Musik, was diesen Puls hält und diese Vitalität vom Leben, die immer weitergeht, dann immer treibt. Und eine Club-Atmosphäre ist sehr wichtig, weil das Stück ist immersive, das heißt, man ist eingetaucht in dem Stück und in dem Ort taucht ein in diesem Stück. Das Publikum ist gemischt mit den Darstellern, das heißt, es ist alles in einem Raum statt Bühne, Box, ich schaue zu, du tanzt vor, sondern wir sind alle im selben Raum, und das war uns sehr wichtig, weil dieses Stück soll aus dem Leben kommen. Der Location, da wo es aufgeführt wird, nächstes Jahr in 2021, 21 in Basel ist voll spannend. Falls ihr in Basel wohnt, falls ihr in der Schweiz seid, falls ihr in der Nähe in Deutschland seid, dann kommt vorbei. Weil dieser Ort ist einfach, ich darf es noch nicht erzählen, was es ist und wie es aussieht, aber ich sage nur, man ist gefühlt von Inspiration, nicht nur von dem Ort an sich, sondern auch von den Menschen, die das ins Leben gebracht haben. Und man ist auch transportiert in anderen Zeiten, in anderen geistigen Zuständen. Und sobald ich das euch sagen kann, dann tue ich das. Bleibt bei uns, verfolgt uns, schreibt mir eine Nachricht, wenn ihr Interesse daran habt, immer mehr zu wissen über unseren Prozess. Und ich mache dasselbe. Wir begrüßen euch ganz lieb und